Oh, we're rolling. Okay. Hi, I'm Abby Perry.
I'm on a paper.
I'm Jacob Barry.
I'm John Glidden.
Welcome to the Indiana Outdoors Podcast. My name is not really Abby Perry. It's Marcos Carranza.
How's it
Today
going,
we're
Marcos?
talking about Valentine's Day. And,
Yeah.
How
things
it's a sham.
associated with that.
Oh.
Maybe a little bit. It's kind of a
Hot
fake
take.
holiday, but
Hot
whatever.
take
It is a
already.
hot
Hot
take.
take already off the bat.
Dude, they already took 2 days out of February. Why didn't they just take February 14th out also?
True.
It's true.
True. So yeah. First of all, do you guys have any plans or No?
Other than just
we all kind of single Pringles here?
Taking myself out to dinner.
Heck yeah.
Hey, you
There
know
you
what?
That's
go.
what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Self-care.
Yeah.
no, just being espresso depresso
Okay.
and just chilling with Valentine's.
Man, we're setting a great vibe for this
Valentine.
podcast.
Valentine's. I have
Valentine's.
2 of those. Man.
Man.
I have one Friday and
Really?
Saturday.
Well, that's cool. That was fun.
That's not true. I don't remember when ours is. It's fine. We'll talk about it
It's
later.
okay. We can discuss details later.
So anyway, our fine producer Josie directed us to talk about things that are like romantic, maybe not romantic,
Romantic
about
things to do.
outside.
Man to do.
John, do you want to start? Anyway, I know you got a rant.
I
thing,
do
so go ahead
have-
and start with that.
Small rant prepared, and it's only because I know a ton of people that have gone on like first dates and that have been like super creative, and I know a ton of people that have gone on first dates and been like super by the book for 1st dates. You know what I mean? So like either way, that's fine. You do you. I'm not gonna like diss on anyone's first date ideas,
Right.
unless you decide to go to the freaking movies on your first date.
Yeah.
Here's my issue. You're even if it's someone that you're like have been friends with beforehand, the whole premise here is that you've not interacted with this person in this capacity before. So the solution or the idea here
already know where
is,
this is
wow,
going.
I've not talked to Jacob Baring over here in this
Right.
manner before. Like,
Okay.
I want to get to know this boy, this sweet young lad. What could we do? What time could we spend together? In what capacity could we go and just enjoy
you could
ourselves?
both be silent for 2 hours.
Go and sit in a dark room
Yeah.
for 2.5 hours with a bunch of strangers and be silent the entire time and not look at each other once.
That's really romantic.
Right. What is the point of that?
John. I might look at you once, John.
I appreciate it, Jacob.
Every once in a while, I'm sure you're more beautiful than whatever shot's on the screen.
I doubt that.
No,
Unless you're
I think
watching
literally
Cats, I doubt
every
that.
relationship
That's a-
that
Which
I've
Which is an
been in
entire other thing.
started out with a
The
date to
movie date?
Guys,
That's great. That's
you
great.
have been awarded one yet.
I think, yep,
I don't
every
get
single
the
one of them.
movie, man. I don't get it.
Yo, so I went on my first date one time. I went to like this girl's parents' house, and we were having like Mexican food or something, and I accidentally you know how if a fork sits on the plate weird and you hit it, it'll
Yep.
Yeah.
a ruler on the
Oh,
table.
yeah.
I did that with a plate full of Mexican food, just went on the wall.
So how did that relationship go, Marcus?
Oh, it lasted for a long time.
Oh, well, that's
Really?
good. That's
It was
Alright.
it was a really weird thing for me because I was like, dang, I just met her parents.
Dang, remember that
love
time
it.
Just threw food at their wall.
Remember that time I threw rice all over your wall? Like, it was a good time.
Wasn't
Yeah.
that such a great time, guys?
Right?
Well, I asked them about it later, and oh, that was weird, Josie. I asked them about it later, and they were like, no, I don't remember that at all. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you don't remember that, and I've now reminded you.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Oh, if we're talking bad, it's not so much a first date as much as meeting parents. In my last relationship, I went over to her place this was in high school. I went over to her place to have dinner with her family.
Right.
I met her little sister, who was about, I want to say 12-ish. And we were all sitting around dinner table having spaghetti, and it was a good,
Spaghetti. Good
yeah,
choice.
it was a good wholesome meal or whatever. And girlfriend's little sister asked me what my last name was, and I told her. She goes, "Have I heard that name before?" And my girlfriend looks at her sister and goes, "Shut up." And she's like,
Oh,
no, I have heard. And she goes, "Shut up. Wait, you dated his brother." And that's how I found out about that.
Wow. That's insane.
Her parents died laughing. I was like, okay. I don't know how to handle the situation.
how did you react?
Yeah.
I sat there like stunned for a solid like 2 seconds,
Oh, sorry.
and then I
You're
was
fine, just don't do it
laughing.
again.
It was so funny. It was
That's-
so funny because I was
incredible.
watching her reaction. Made it. I have never seen someone's face that red in
That
my
is
life.
so.
That's
funny.
It
incredible.
was so
That's
good.
crazy.
With the innocence that a 12-year-old has to just completely ignore the social cue in that
Oh
scenario.
yeah, no, that is so
Wait
pure
a
and
minute.
unadulterated.
Fantastic.
Wait, yeah,
God.
just the
I
wait.
love
a
that
Wait
minute.
a
children don't
minute.
have that
So
filter.
good. It's so good.
All right, Jacob or Hunter, do you have any like?
Oh, I got.
date tips
Story
or
time?
Y'all want to
romantic
hear about my
advices?
first ever date?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
God.
Okay, first off, let me start this off by saying that I didn't know it was a date.
That's great.
It's a
great way to
my-
start.
This was like middle school, probably.
Okay,
of course.
Might have been freshman year of high school. Captain America: The Winter Soldier just came out, so of
Okay.
course,
I can condone seeing
of
that
course,
movie.
my best friend at the time was like, "Hey, me and my girlfriend, they were dating for like the longest time. So
Is
they
this,
were,
hold on,
they
is
were
this
like
dating or middle school
no,
dating?
no, like they were together for like 6 years.
Oh, okay.
So
gotcha.
they were like attached at the hip, basically. And he was like, "Hey, we're gonna go see Captain America. You want to come with?" I was like, "Third wheel to see Captain America? Absolutely, I do."
Exactly.
Of course.
So
That's where you see that movie.
because I mean, like, it's a free ride to the movie theater. Their
Right.
mother's paying for the ticket, so
Uh-huh.
like I ain't
When?
gotta worry about it. I can
see
just
this.
sit in the front. They can make out in the back. I ain't even got a trip.
I see this as an
and
absolute
like
win.
as soon as he's like, "Okay, cool, yeah, we'll be there by 6 o'clock. Go ahead and wear something nice." And like before I have time to respond,
Oh,
he hangs
God.
up.
Oh,
And
so
I'm
you got
like,
set up.
You got set
I'm
up.
like, what was that? So like
Hold
I throw on my nicest middle school outfit. Okay, some
Was it Aeropostale?
trashy Tony Hawk T-shirt.
Almost
okay.
as good.
Yo.
Um,
Great.
and of course, you know, my bowl cut is absolutely banging that day. And I get in the van, and of course, you know, this is middle school, so it was his girlfriend's mom was driving us.
Okay.
Keep in mind, she knew everything.
Everything.
that's
So
great.
she was perfectly aware of what was happening the whole freaking time. I sit down, all of a sudden I hear a voice behind me. I turn around, and it's his girlfriend's best friend who had a crush on me for the longest time.
Did you know that going into this?
Yes.
Oh.
That's
So
That's a
so
good look.
I turn around
you
and I'm
didn't
like,
put together
that's
that this was
no,
a date?
that's when I realized.
Oh,
I
okay,
was like,
gotcha.
this bastard just set me up. Like I just look at my friend and I'm like, you're kidding me, man. You did not just do this to me. So for the next, we live out in the middle of the country, so it was like
Right.
a good hour to the movie theater where it's just us sitting there the
Wow.
whole time, and I'm just like a statue. I'm just like the whole
That's
ride
the
there,
ride.
and I'm just giving
Historical.
one word answers to every single question that's
Right.
thrown my way.
Yep,
Of
sure.
course, their mom is sitting in the front laughing the entire time
Oh, I
because
bet.
she
Oh,
knew
of
what was
course.
happening.
Because that's the funniest
I'm
thing
gonna
ever.
do that
So
to
then-
my kids, man.
So then, you're horrible. So then we pull up to the movie theater, and I like get out of the car immediately, and I'm just like trying to find my seat. Like I'm just trying to,
Uh-huh.
you know, sit down. I figure if I sit down and I seem like I'm really focused on the movie, I don't have to talk to this girl
Right.
for the next like 2 hours that I'm stuck with.
Yeah.
Of course, she gets the seat right next to me. My best friend and his girlfriend sit about 4 rows behind us so that they can laugh at us the whole time.
That's funny.
And this girl kind of like did the whole like
Yeah.
leaning up
Hold on.
against me
Aw.
Did
thing.
she talk to you? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Did she like? I assume this was the first time you both saw the movie.
Yes.
So
Did
first
she
of all,
ask you
wait.
questions about the movie?
Yeah, she was
Way
asking
to
me questions
ruin
about the
this
movie the whole
movie.
time.
Yeah.
And the thing is
That's-
that
that's
Captain
great.
America: The Winter Soldier is actually one of the better Marvel movies. And we didn't know that going in.
Of
We
course.
were just excited that it was a
Right,
new
so
Captain
you're
America
missing
movie.
bits
So
and
I'm
pieces
sitting there and
of
I'm like
all the good ones.
legitimately into it, and I'm like, shh, like shushing her and stuff, being a total jerk about it. Not because
Yeah.
like I was trying to be a jerk, but just because of the fact that I was like, oh, like
This is a
this is a
captivating film.
really
Yeah,
good
yeah.
movie.
Hanging movie.
I'm like,
I'm trying to see
I'm
what's
really
on the
having a good
screen.
time here. And then, of course, you know, we get through the movie, and then it all comes crashing down where I'm like, oh, I got to deal with this now. So on the ride back, I guess the whole setup was this girl was like going to ask me out, and the worst part was like, I knew what was coming, and since I was a middle schooler, I did not have the self-confidence to say no. So I was
That's
praying that she wouldn't actually ask because I knew that I would say yes and then break
Right.
up with her like maybe 2 hours later over text.
Aw.
Just because that's how you know,
Middle
it was.
schooler.
That is how
Middle
middle
school.
school works.
That's
And it was like the most awkward 45-minute drive back where this girl like keeps trying to work up the courage to ask me out and she never actually did. And again,
That's funny.
parent in the front, completely aware of what's happening the whole
She's
time.
losing her mind.
Losing her freaking mind, trying not to giggle
That's
the whole
so
time.
great.
That's so funny.
And then I
That's-
finally get
messed
home,
up.
and I like dash out of that van. Basically, like I basically
bye.
like jumped out more or less
Exactly.
at that point.
Usain Bolt out of the
Immediately
starting
went to
blocks.
my room, sat down, went to my happy place, was playing Xbox, playing Halo. My friend gets on, and I give him an ear beating for the next 2 hours for setting
I
me up
bet.
like
Yeah.
that.
I
But yeah.
bet, dude.
Yeah.
That was another 2 hours
That's
spent in
great.
firefight just getting wrecked over and over and over again.
Exactly.
360.
But
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was already
of
ruthless.
course, man.
Oh, okay. Jacob.
God, I don't have any crazy, like, because there's, like, my dating experience has existed that I got with a girl in middle school and dated her for 5 years and 7
Okay,
months,
yeah.
and then have just not done anything
Did you ever
since.
backstab
Right.
your best friend by trying to set him up with someone you didn't want to be with?
Someone they
Do you,
explicitly
do
knew
you have
was
any
those.
like memorable like places you went like on a date or anything?
Well, okay. Our first date, since we're talking on the subject of first dates, our first date was to the Indianapolis Museum of Art. And
Oh, that's a cool date.
Fancy.
Yeah, we went to the art museum. It was like one of the free admission days. And
Nice.
I think the art museum now
Side
is...
note: all of February, the the museums in Chicago. That's the sentence. Are free if you're an Illinois resident.
Don't you love when all of the Chicago's in museum?
Yeah,
All the
all the
Chicagos.
Chicagos in the museums
All
are
the
free.
All the
Yeah.
Chicagos.
So if
I've
you,
never
if you
been
have
to
time in
museum.
February
I want to see all
and
the Chicagos.
want to be
Chicago 3 is my
actually,
favorite.
never mind. This doesn't apply to any of you guys. I can go to the museum for free.
Yeah, Marcos, this is
I'm
Indiana
just excited.
outdoors, not Illinois be indoors in an
Sorry,
art museum.
Sorry. Continue with me. Sorry, Jacob.
But yeah, no, we went to the Indianapolis Museum of Art, and it was in late March. It was actually a nice day. Surprisingly.
In March?
And I know it was late March, so
So
it
it was
was
like the
finally
beginning
decided
of
like,
spring.
do I want to be spring? It was
Yeah.
like it's that weird
Do I
time where
wanna
it's like,
be
do I want to be spring? Then it hits April, and it's like,
It's
nah.
just like, pollen today? Yep, turn it all the way up.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tomorrow? Snow.
Exactly, so it
Going
was like-
right back to winter.
yeah. It was a warm day outside, and so we were inside for a little bit. But the IMA has like a bunch of stuff like outside,
Yep.
and like a bunch of like big sculptures outside.
Yeah.
And I like vaguely remember it was like when The Fault in Our Stars was like really really big.
Oh god.
Oh, okay.
And there was Funky Bones, and so every cheesy couple wanted to have their like little orange picnic,
Yep.
it like right outside Funky Bones. And I know Soph like really wanted to go do that, and I was just like, we're not.
He was adamant.
I was so vehement. I was like, we are not gonna do that because that was like the most cheesy stereotypical thing. I was just
Right.
like, we are not doing that. Meanwhile, I conspired with her older sister to like pack like a little picnic basket in the back and like have like all
Like a
the like
surprise
little
type thing?
arrangements that they
Yeah.
had too. I was like secretly, I was just like, we're not doing that. I don't want to do that. That's dumb. And meanwhile, I'm with her sister like, this is great. We could make it seem like it's not gonna happen, and then all of a sudden, we spring it on her, and it's gonna
She
be
just
awesome.
like halfway through this, she gets really mad and just goes home, and he's just there with a pistol.
Oh yeah, no. At
Wow.
some point,
Totally couldn't
and so-
backfire.
yeah, no, it backfired a little bit. Like the entire time, the entire time, she was just like a little upsetty spaghetti that we weren't going to be doing that, and she
Isn't
was just
this
like,
great? Yeah.
this was like, she was like, you want to be nice though?
You gotta hit him with the. You know, it would be great instead.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Again, and this is also like looking back at it, like, yeah, this is the woman that I dated for a super long time. This is the first date in 8th grade. It's like, you don't be nice though, right? I'm completely butchering this. Like this is some memey thing you would do like 3 years into the relationship. Like, oh, I'm just gonna mess with her and make her think we're not
Yeah,
gonna do this and then
right.
spring it on her. But it's
Wait,
the same-
this was like beginning of
This
your
is the first
relationship?
date.
This
This
is
is
the
the
Oh my
first
God.
He
date.
took a chance.
This is the first date. No, we were best friends beforehand.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But before we dated, we were
Wow.
best friends for like 5 years.
Gotcha.
I mean, it was such a cheesy relationship too. We were best friends for 5 years, lived just down the street.
Yeah.
It was so funny. And then it all came crashing down. Well, once she went to college, she decided she wanted to see other people. That's fun.
Huh. So back to your date.
So back to my date. So like, of course, it is a very middle school date, right?
Right,
Her mother
yeah.
drives us.
Oh,
her
God.
sisters come too. And so they all go do their own little thing. They're like, oh, but we're going to let Sophie and Jacob have their own little time.
Like 5 feet away.
Yeah,
Right.
they're watching. The
Right,
whole time.
but her mother has her Polaroid camera on her the entire time.
Oh, lovely.
Except it was in 8th grade when Polaroid cameras were not retro and cool again. It was like, you really have a disposable camera, Lisa? What are you doing?
Funny.
We are not going to CVS on the way back home so you can
To develop the photos.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Nobody wants this. But yeah, no, the entire time she was just like secretly just.
She's like popping out of a bush.
Popping around corner between sculptures and statues.
That's like, it's
That's
kind of cool.
wild.
That's like, it's cute. That's funny. I remember I went to a movie one time, and like, that was like the first time I held hands with a girl for like a really long time.
Whoa.
This
And
wasn't
like
the
my
first date,
hand
right?
like cramped, but her mom was like sitting right there, and I was like, well, I don't know.
Stuck like this now.
Yeah. So I was like,
This is my.
I don't want to
life now.
move.
This is
I
my
don't
life
want to. Just like
just gonna get
going on
gangbanged.
dates with people and their parents were there too was always like an interesting dynamic.
Oh yeah,
Thank God I never
it
had
was such an interesting experience
God.
though.
Before I could drive.
Yeah. But then again, like, for me in my experience, right? I then became best friends with literally everyone in her family. Like, I was like
Yeah,
a
that's the
part of the
worst.
family. I was a part of the family.
You shouldn't.
Exactly.
Shouldn't do that.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is why it like, and that's the big reason why it hurt so bad when we split up. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't necessarily
It's-
the whole.
God, it's not the.
Bro,
I've been
gosh,
there.
It was
I'm never
everything
gonna. I'm never
else.
gonna.
Yeah.
It was.
I'm never gonna get that feeling of hugging this person again.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
That, man, I won't get to talk to her mom again. Crap.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to go to Lisa for
Fun
advice.
story.
Yeah.
Her mom like came through to Ball State and like she like, hey, you don't have a chat? I was like,
Oh, that's the best.
sure. And it was fun. It was a good time.
That's
But yeah,
It sounds like a
so
good time.
yeah, this has been a fun conversation.
It has been.
This has.
Yeah.
Thank you, boys.
Shout
for
out to Valentine's Day. # single Pringle.
mood of the century. All right.
Right.
We hope you guys enjoyed our cute little conversation about Valentine's Day and first dates. So yeah, I'm Marcos.
I'm Hunter, allegedly.
I'm
Allegedly.
Jacob.
And I'm Abby Fair. I'm John Glidden.
Uh,
And
yeah, go outside and hug a tree.
Good tree.
Hug a tree.
have a good one, everybody.
Yeah.